After using my Bose SoundLink Flex Gen 2 for 60 days, I'm ready to give you my review and compare it to the Bose SoundLink Gen 1 as well as the Beats Pill 2024. Because from a physical standpoint, the Bose SoundLink Flex has a more subtle logo, new colorways, and if you compare it to the Beats, it's going to look exactly like the previous Flex Gen 1 with some subtle changes like a new shortcut button and that it can be paired to the SoundLink Max. Now the Gen 2 is going to be coming with the AdaptiveX adaptive codec support and Bluetooth 5.3, which is an improvement over the previous generation and along the lines with the Beats. There's also going to be less latency when you watch movies with your Gen 2, specifically because there's less latency because Bose has fixed some of their connection issues. And the Gen 2 is going to be IP67. You can pair the SoundLink Flex Gen 2 to the Bose Smart Soundbar if you want, and the Flex 2 is going to be able to float in the water for up to 30 minutes, but they do not recommend you test it out. But now that I gave you the features, let's really talk about and deep dive into what it's like to use the Bose SoundLink Flex Gen 2 in the real world. Like if you're going to use it if you're going on vacation or taking it to the beach or taking it traveling, or you're just taking it around with you because you want to hear music or share music with other people. So first, let's just talk about the audio quality. So from testing the Bose SoundLink Gen 2 to the Bose SoundLink Flex Gen 1, and we're going to let you hear the music samples at the end of this video. Remember, the Gen 2 does have, in my opinion, a sound that's clearer with better bass response, and it's only a slight improvement, but you will hear some audible improvement in terms of the overall sound profile. And in line with what Bose is doing along their entire product line these days, a lot of it has to do with software, because they seem to have adapted the Bose signature sound inside and made a couple of incremental hardware changes. Now the Bose bass is going to sound full and rich, and the max volume on the Bose is still going to be very rich even if you have it at max volume. And because the bass is less boomy and more rich, that means you're going to feel the bass a little bit better in the Gen 2 over the Gen 1. You're also going to hear the mids and the highs because they're going to sound crisper because the bass is not overcompensating and it's not going to overpower the mids and the highs in that sound profile. Now, overall sound profile description for a Bose SoundLink Flex Gen 2 is going to be warm, rich, and in my opinion, very people-pleasing. So a lot of people are going to find that right out of the box, it's going to sound good. Now, a lot of this also is related to that the Gen 2 is also coming with the capabilities to adjust the EQ inside of the Bose app. And because it's connected with the Bose app, it's not just that you get the EQ, but you're going to get more updates or a better chance of getting updates, hopefully knock on wood, from Bose. And it has the capabilities to be stereo and party mode, where you can pair two speakers together with a dedicated button on the SoundLink Flex, or you can do it inside of the app. Regardless, remember, you cannot pair a Bose SoundLink Flex 1 with a Bose SoundLink Flex 2 because they use different apps. Now, even though it sounds like I'm overly positive on the Bose SoundLink Flex Gen 2, well, let's talk about some of its drawbacks. I'm going to let you hear to what it sounds like and also compare it to the Beats, because the Beats is going to give it a run for its money. So one thing I wish Bose did was give you the capability to turn off the Position IQ technology, because the Position IQ is meant to automatically sense the speaker's orientation and optimize its audio so it can have the speaker on its back or hanging from your bag. But the Bose SoundLink Flex is going to know that, or so kind of know that, and it's going to tune the sound so it sounds more full in the space. But it also causes some irregularities and some distortion if you have it in a space that maybe it's not used to, like it's facing the corner, or you're running it around, or you have it upside down. It just kind of changes its audio profile, and sometimes I wish I could turn it off. Comparing the audio profile of the Beats Pill 2024 with the Bose SoundLink Flex 2, one thing that will stand out to you is that the Bose is going to be louder. So on max volume, it will be louder than the Beats, but the Beats in terms of the low end, it's going to be more boomy, and it's also going to be very rich. It's even going to be richer than the new updated richness in the bass on your Bose SoundLink Flex 2. Regardless, if you're looking at the entire spectrum and you're using or intending to use your Bluetooth speaker outside, I would say, because of the position IQ and because of the more rugged durability, as well as the louder volume and just having a brighter audio in terms of the highs and the mids, the Bose SoundLink Flex Gen 2 is going to be better as an outdoor Bluetooth speaker than your Beats Pill here. However, if you're using this inside of a small room, let's say 200 square feet, both are going to be very, very good. And I would actually go as far to say in that kind of indoor enclosed space, the Beats Pill 2024 is really going to rival or might even be better in terms of audio performance and I think in terms of overall looks than the Bose SoundLink Flex 2 here. One of the biggest differences between the Bose SoundLink Flex 1 here and the Bose SoundLink Flex 2 there that you see in black is going to be the overall app experience. So on your Bose SoundLink Flex 1, you used the Bose Connect app. But on the new Bose SoundLink Flex 2, you're actually going to be using it with the Bose app. And the Bose app is a little bit different, and that's not to be confused with the new Bose Quiet Comfort earbud app. That is another app that just basically does what the Bose app does, but for earbuds. So if you're looking at the Bose app here and you're opening it up, you can see that you're going to be able to pair it with various devices that can be used inside the Bose app, but it will not be able to be paired with the Bose SoundLink Flex 1 because that uses the Connect app. And this is going to be the main interface for the Bose SoundLink Flex 2. And you have your volume, this is going to be your EQ, and that's going to be the 3-band EQ. So you have your bass, mid, and treble. You can just use one of the 4 adjustments, the bass boost, bass reducer, treble boost, treble reducer. So there's not a lot of optionality here, but I think if you just wanted to increase your bass or your treble, it does do a good job as a supplemental feature. This is going to be for your Bluetooth and your multi-point connection, very fast. And this is going to be that shortcut button. So there's a new button. It's going to be the circle button here. And if you press that, that's going to allow you to access your shortcuts. So you have your multi-point. You're going to be having the ability to switch between devices. And the pairing and the party mode is also going to be faster there. So I use mine for Spotify, but you can also use it for the speaker link or the voice assistant. It's up to you. And they give you this whole section on tips. So if you want to see how to use your device, if you want to go through it quickly, the power and battery, it just shows that if you press the power button, it's going to turn itself off. It has a 20-minute timer so that if it's not active for 20 minutes, it's going to deactivate itself to conserve battery life. It takes about 4 hours to fully charge your SoundLink Flex, and it's going to give you 12 hours of playback if you have it at 50% volume. If you're listening to this on max volume, battery life will drop down significantly, probably closer to 8 hours total if you have it on max, but it's still going to give you overall good battery life here. If you want to connect a device, there is a Bluetooth button up top. You can switch devices using the Bluetooth button as well. Just long press it, and then you're going to be getting to the next area, which is going to be on your phone calls. So phone calls, super straightforward. If you want to play, pause, or end decline, just press the multi-point or multifunctional button, and then you have your shortcut button, and that's just going to utilize your shortcuts. So back to the main interface, and this is what it looks like, and let's hear how good the SoundLink Flex 2 sounds like relative to the Beats Pill as well as the SoundLink Flex 1. So ultimately, what's our verdict? If you want to know if you should be buying the Bose SoundLink Flex Gen 2, I think it's a very good Bluetooth speaker. I think the sound quality is also improved from the original SoundLink Flex Gen 1. If the Flex Gen 1 and the Flex Gen 2 are similar price, I would definitely 100% go with the Gen 2. It sounds better, it's going to have more functionality because it can get updated, and it's going to be a little bit more rugged for anyone who wants to take it outside. Now, in terms of overall audio quality, if you're using it indoors, well, the Beats Pill as well as other competition is seriously going to give the Beats SoundLink Flex Gen 2 a run for its money. But outdoors, it's a really awesome speaker. I like it, and I do think that is one of the best Bluetooth speakers you can get just from a people-pleasing sound profile. So with that, thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment box below, and please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help support our channel. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. This is Dave with the French Glow signing off. Bye, bye, bye.